This is a big moment. We are covering live, corresponding live here on YouTube. I urge you, and I am telling a YouTube audience that might not know we are live yet, I urge you to be here today, as Stugotz has historically gone to the Masters with his dad. He's been wanting to do this for a really long time, and while we're on the air at some point, Stugotz will be, I don't know, 7 to 8 miles away from where Tiger Woods will be taking his historic first shot on one of the great sports stories of our times. Elijah Craig has sent Stugotz out to the Masters. I just heard Mike Ryan from the other room, where Chris Cote is already drinking bourbon. I just heard him say that he was going to make an old-fashioned, that he was going to try his hand at an old-fashioned. Roy, do you have a drink? Do you like old-fashions? You certainly like your brown liquors.
Yes, I do like a good old-fashioned, but this seems like an experimental old-fashioned to me.
Okay, so you're a discerning critic on the old-fashioned?
I'm a snob.
Okay, well, get out there. Why don't you have a drink already? Get out there. Why is?
Oh my God,
Roy? You do not need to tell him twice. We have gone into the file and the folder. Chris Whittingham, have you found some nice ambient sounds to make people feel like they're with Stugotz and his dad at this emotional moment, and with Mike Ryan as he makes Roy an old-fashioned? Billy, what do you got here?
do we know that his dad is there? Because we've yet to see his dad, and I know that was like the big selling point of I gotta go do this for Dad, but we've not seen Dad yet. We've just kind of seen you there.
Would you like to see Dad? Dad is sitting in a chair. He is currently watching the opening round of the Masters. He is sitting about 15 feet to my right now. He is sitting very close to Jim Harbaugh and his kids. Harbaugh was just here with his kids. I called him Harbs. I said, would you mind joining me tomorrow morning? And he said, we'll see. He said, there's a chance. He said, be here tomorrow morning.
So no.
I get here bright and early. And so I think I might have Jim Harbaugh tomorrow. We're not on the air, but I'll tape something with Jim Harbaugh, I think.
I do believe bright and early is the way Jim Harbaugh arrives anywhere, right?
Yes.
Like he arrives to the Masters before the sun does.
I love these ambient sounds. Let's go out to the kitchen right now where Mike Ryan and Chris and Roy are. You guys were very excited to be out there on a Thursday. Free. This is alleged work here. You guys were excited about the golf today.
I'm excited. The golf's on. This is work. I can't believe I get to do this for work. Mike claims, see, there's every asshole at a party. There's always one asshole at a party that claims they can make a great old-fashioned, and Mike has been doing that for the last half hour.
I am that asshole.
And it's just, I'm a little skeptical because to me, one old-fashioned is the same old-fashioned.
No. Mine's the best.
Okay.
I've never made it.
Oh, look at what we got here. We got Papa Weiner in the house. This is very exciting. I want to hear.
Wiener.
He can't hear me, right, Stugotz? So let's thank you for sharing your headsets. This is very exciting. I want to hear all about what's happening here because Elijah Craig has set up a bucket list moment for you guys. Stugotz has been wanting to do this forever. Good to see you. Thank you for being on with us. How are you doing and how emotional are you?
We're doing great, thanks. This has really been a bucket list thing for John, my other son Eric, and myself. So this is really something that we wanted to do, especially this year. It means something extra for us.
Bob, while we have you here, quick question that's been on our mind for some time. Do you swim naked?
I'm sorry I didn't hear you.
I feel like we've already asked him this, haven't we? You're asking him again?
I asked Whitty. He told me no. So.
I feel like we have confirmed already that he swims naked and that this is not what this is.
Yeah, I think we did that already.
Yes, we're in reruns. I want to hear about your emotional moment, not you swimming naked. Stugotz has said that he thinks that you might, just because you're out there, like near this stuff that you've been watching for 40 years, helped make your son a golf fan, he thought that you might get emotional. He thought you might be blubbering out there.
I'm not the blubbering type.
Okay, so
I've got blubber, but not the blubbering type.
Okay, very good. So Stugotz, I think, guaranteed us tears that we are now not going to get, and it's okay, though. Just keep having Elijah Craig, and maybe at some point you'll get super emotional. What are the parts of today that you're excited to experience?
Just getting on the course, walking the back nine. You know, these are holes I've seen for 40 years, and I'd like to see them really up front. Walking with John. My other son's coming later. So that's probably when I'll get very emotional, Dan.
We're very excited about being able to experience this with you today, Bob. Thank you for allowing us to be a part of it. It's very cool that Stugotz has somehow manipulated John Skipper, the CEO of the company, in order to get you this trip so that you guys have a nice place to stay. And
Well,
you can do
I
this.
want to thank all you guys at Meadowlark. It's been fantastic, and I thank you very much.
Okay, thank you, Bob. We will check back in here in
Okay.
a little bit with Stugotz. We're also going to go out to the other room here because among us, we don't really have, other than Roy, we don't have a bourbon and whiskey aficionado. Correct? This is a little bit. Oh, Chris Cote, you disagree with this?
Oh,
You-
I mean, I like a good bourbon as much as the next guy. But Roy, the look on Roy's face after he's sipping this, I mean, he is in heaven right now. Mike's making me one right now. I have to say, it seems like Mike did this. I mean, it might just be the Elijah Craig bourbon that's stealing the show here. So it's hard to make a bad one when you got Elijah Craig bourbon.
Yeah, I make the best.
But I want mine, Mike.
That's a cracking ice cube.
Oh,
I believe that Mike Ryan described that as a condescending ice cube or pretentious ice cube. You don't like the giant ice cube in your drink situation.
You can't water your drink down. That's why you get the big pretentious
Yeah.
ice cube.
Roy, is that the old fashioned, or are you just sipping the bourbon? Is that the actual old fashioned that Mike made?
That's indeed the old fashioned that Mike
Ah.
made. I believe it's a good old fashioned. Maybe a dash too much syrup.
yeah.
The right amount.
Focus
is
on the
bitter,
Elijah
so.
Craig.
Yeah,
Just let that lead the show.
Absolutely.
It is early. It's his first one too. We're getting there. I'm
And
so excited. This
you
is so
do
much
need the
fun.
ice cube though. It opens up the bourbon, and when you open up an Elijah Craig, oh boy.
This is so wild. We're watching Tiger. Tiger went with a bold choice today. The bright pink shirt. It's a bold choice from
No,
day one.
He's not doing well today.
Yeah.
That's a bad choice. He must be feeling, whoa.
Nicely done, Whitney.
That was just
Nicely done,
If that
Whitney.
was him, I
Ambient
changed my
no,
mind. 'cause that
ambient
was
sound.
lush.
That was not Tiger. Tiger does not tee off here for another half hour. But you just saw Harbaugh. Stugotz, take us through what's happening out there. You have arrived on the premises. All of us are surprised that this is an actual thing that's happening right now. You are thrilled. Look at you. You look like somebody who's you're doing calisthenics here because you're so excited about being within arm's length of Jim Harbaugh and his kids at the Masters.
I don't know what I'm more excited about, that I am standing near Jim Harbaugh or I am going to the Masters for the first time with my dad today, Dan. I mean, Harbs is here. It's amazing. With his kids, those kids, he told us those Halloween stories where they would go around the neighborhood, they would come back, and Jim would put them in different costumes and send them back out to the same houses to get those big candy bars, and it was a big competition. I mean, I don't know what I'm more excited about, but Dan, Tiger's here. The sun is starting to come out. It's going to be a beautiful day. It's going to be a beautiful weekend. My brother's coming out later this afternoon. We are going to walk this course today. We're going to walk it tomorrow. I hope to speak to Harbaugh tomorrow. I hope to see our old friends, Scott Van Pelt and Marty Smith. Marty Smith is going to try to come by later today so I can record some stuff with him, and hopefully Scott Van Pelt will.
I don't believe
will join
any of
us at
this.
some point.
I don't
What do you got? I've
believe-
been talking to them the whole time. What are you guys talking about?
Harbaugh-
Very nice, very accommodating.
You're recording with Harbaugh tomorrow. You're recording with Marty Smith. I don't believe any of this.
Well, we'll see about Harbaugh. Marty Smith is a lock. We'll see about Jimmy. He's Jimmy now. He's a friend of mine. We will see about him. But he said if I get here bright and early tomorrow morning to the Double Eagle Club here in Augusta, that he will be here and he will make some time for me if I'm here at the same time that he's here.
But will you be?
I don't know. I don't know. Depends how today goes, Dano.
Okay, as it depends on how the emotion of the day today, and 10 a.m. the day drinking. You gotta drink responsibly. You gotta drink slowly. You gotta be careful here. You don't want to be tired with your dad by 3 p.m. because the sun got you.
No, I know. I'm going to pace myself. I plan on having the second we sign off. I'm sitting here at a bar. It's a beautiful bar. It's a beautiful facility. And people, it's so close to Augusta. So what people do is your badge allows you to come out once because you can't bring your cell phone in. So your badge allows you to come out once. I'm going to walk back here. I'll see if I have any messages. But I plan on having a nice cocktail, a nice Elijah Craig bourbon right after we sign off here and before I walk on to Augusta for the first time with my dad. So, but I will pace myself, Dan. I will. I have to. Day drinking, you have to pace you.
Chris,
That's the key to day drinking.
put it on the poll, Guillermo, is the key to day drinking, pacing yourself. Chris Cote, this is the earliest that you have had on a Thursday a little bit of drink with a grouping. I heard you out there talking about the pairings. You like the groups that you get to watch right now. This is a day for you, not unlike a day that it is for Stugotz. You're jealous of Stugotz right now.
Oh, I'm definitely jealous of Stugotz. Who wouldn't be? But this is pretty. I mean, you can't beat what we're doing here. This is exactly what I would be doing if I wasn't working, except I have a microphone in my hand. I mean, this is heaven for me right now. I'm watching Tiger on a chipping green right now, and it's just there's something about the Masters. I could watch players practice all day because it's the Masters. And Mike made my old fashioned. I think it's the Elijah Craig. It's great. It's like the best old fashioned I've ever had. I don't know how much credit goes to Mike and how much goes to Elijah Craig, but 50-50. Yeah. Anyways, but we're having fun out here. Let me say real quick, the Dan Le Batard Show with Stugotz is brought to you by Golf's signature sip, Elijah Craig Kentucky Straight Bourbon Whiskey, Bardstown, Kentucky, 47% alcohol by volume. Think wisely. Think wisely, drink wisely. Damn it!
Damn it! Really?
I crushed that read up until the last thing. I was so excited to say think wisely, drink wisely.
That's a good tagline.
It is a great tagline.
Elijah Craig.
Okay, but
Think,
instead,
damn it.
it was think wisely, damn it.
Yeah.
Like,
That's what I'm trying to hammer the point home.
No,
think wisely,
no,
damn it,
do
and
not,
drink wisely.
Do not back away
Good
from
pivot.
this. We're going to stay right here. Okay, I understand that you want.
I was taking a victory lap.
No.
I was thinking midway through that, I am
Okay.
crushing this.
You need to back off here, okay? Because as a spokesman for people, you're terrible, and you need to get the slogan right. And I'm a little embarrassed by how heavy-handed you guys have been promoting Elijah Craig during the first 10 minutes of this. Like it feels a little not subtle. So when you have to read something, and then they've got their signature tagline, and you instead make it, damn it, in the middle, like do you think it could go a lot worse than that?
Think wisely, damn it.
So you think their slogan should be think wisely, damn it, drink wisely, while getting the words wrong doing their slogan. You thought that was well done.
It's damn good bourbon.
Very good.
Roy's already
It's a
done with
typical
this.
day.
Roy's
It's a typical first round out here at the Masters. It really is a typical first round where none of the big guns have really teed off
No.
yet. Tiger, Spieth, Justin Thomas, DJ, none of those guys. And what you have is a bunch of just old guys who are in the top 10, and
Patty.
it is a beautiful sight to behold. You have Patty Harrington, who I believe is 55 years old, atop the
You
leaderboard
had
at 2
Larry
under. And
Mize. You had Larry Mize took one shot, and you said he was +1, and you said he was atop the leaderboard because all the old guys tee off first. They got to get home for early bird.
Yeah, Larry Mize right now. You're right. Let me see where he is. Hold on. Let me scroll down. Oh, now he's +2. I mean, you're right, Dan. I'm sorry.
He's falling.
I got ahead of myself. I got carried away. I was very excited. Larry Mize, who hit one of the great chips in Masters history, was atop the leaderboard for a second. A shot.
I want to talk to you about something that I heard you and Cote talking about on Tuesday, where both of you were saying, isn't DK Metcalf a number one receiver? Both of you were talking about the idea that all of the money is now changing in football at one position, and there's a bit of a scramble here to find your number one guy, and all of a sudden, in what is a bit of a surprise to me, maybe it is not to the audience listening, DK Metcalf might be available by trade. That's what the reports are. I would not think that would be easy to get. I would think Seattle would want DK Metcalf, but maybe because their quarterback situation is unsettled and he has value, maybe they will let go of DK Metcalf. But it's been reported that your Jets offered a number 10 overall pick, that your Jets have missed on everybody. Your Jets haven't gotten anybody, and now they're offering a number 10 pick, and you love names, and you just want somebody in your uniform to be important. And so I imagine that you would just want DK Metcalf no matter what the Jets have to do to get DK Metcalf.
I would want DK Metcalf, Dan, because I believe the Jets are going to take a wide receiver with that 10th pick. And why not, if you can, get a guy that you know is already good, borderline great, why not, get that guy as opposed to the crapshoot of the NFL draft? And so, yeah, I was surprised. So the Seahawks said they're not interested in trading Metcalf, that he's going to stay right there. But they said the same thing about Russell Wilson. I think Metcalf is available. I'm surprised the Seahawks didn't take the 10th overall pick in this year's draft from the New York Jets for DK Metcalf, if indeed DK Metcalf is not going to be there long term in Seattle. I was very shocked to hear that. Yes, who wouldn't love DK Metcalf? Do you not think he's one of the best 10 wide receivers in the NFL?
Oh, fuck.
Really?
What do you think just happened there? Because all I heard was Greg Cote taking a shot and saying, "Oh, fuck me." That's all I heard. And you heard something else with really. When I think of DK Metcalf, I think of somebody who I would want on my football team trying to throw him the ball because he seems a bit unguardable. But I've seen a whole lot of games where DK Metcalf isn't doing what Lockett is doing for them, and has 4 catches for 24 yards because somebody figured out how to do that to DK Metcalf in a way you can't to Justin Jefferson and Chase and some of these other. Well, actually, you can do it to Chase too, or you could last season. Where
yes.
I don't know who the top 10 receivers in the league are, but I think DK Metcalf might be outside looking in there. OLI. No, I don't.
OLI, huh? Maybe 11, 12, something like that. Still, regardless, if he's 14 or 15, Dan, he'd be the best wide receiver the Jets have had in quite some time. Like when Braxton Berrios is your best wide receiver, you want DK Metcalf.
But I feel like you just want someone who doesn't look like Braxton Berrios. Like you just want someone tall and big that it's harder for cornerbacks to cover someone that size.
But also, like if you're the Jets, like you can somewhat experiment with the same model as the Dolphins. Yes, it's ahead of schedule with where you are as a team, but also you have a rookie quarterback, so you have cost control for the next several years at the quarterback position. You can afford to be a little extra in terms of spending at wide receiver.
But do you have a quarterback?
Well, I mean, isn't that how you find out?
Right. Exactly right. I don't know if I have a quarterback. I really don't. Chris Sims keeps telling me that I have a quarterback, but I have no proof that I have an actual quarterback. DK Metcalf would be a guy that would help me figure out if I actually have a quarterback. Would he not? I mean...
You talk to Chris Sims every week on God Bless Football. Chris Sims believes that you have a quarterback more than the Dolphins have a quarterback.
Chris Sims still believes that Zach Wilson is the best quarterback to come out of last year's rookie class, and still believes that Zach Wilson will be the best quarterback from that class. And so, yes, he tells me that I have a quarterback. He can make all the throws. He can read defenses. He tells me that. And Chris Sims is very good with this stuff, and so I trust him. But we have no wide receivers. And so if DK Metcalf, now I can't blame the Jets, Dan. They've been aggressive. They tried to get Tyreek Hill. They try to get DK Metcalf, and receivers either don't want to play for the New York Jets because they don't believe in that organization, or they don't believe in that quarterback. But I can't fault the Jets here because they've been super aggressive in trying to get one of these guys.
I love Braxton Berrios, but you are disrespecting Elijah Moore. Elijah Moore is
He's good too.
He's a dynamite talent. In terms of advanced metrics, he was getting more separation than any rookie wide receiver, at least up until like week 13. I know he had some injuries. Elijah Moore is a special player. You added Uzama in the offseason. You're trying to get weapons for your quarterback to figure out if you actually have one. Braxton Berrios, as much as I love him, I know he was a Pro Bowler in special teams. He is not your best receiver. Elijah Moore, put some respect on that name.
I really legitimately thought that Roy was saying Elijah Moore because he was talking about the Jets, but he just wanted more old-fashioned. and so I'm like, wow, I can't believe how connected to this Jets conversation Roy
You thought
is.
Roy was trying to get in on it?
He's just muttering under his breath Elijah Moore the entire time, and I'm like, I've never seen Roy care more about the New York Jets.
But just to respond to Mike for a second, he's correct in what he's saying. But Berrios needs to be your 3, not your 2. Moore needs to be your 2, not your 1. They need a number 1. They don't have a number 1. And for me, DK Metcalf is certainly a number 1.
You did spend a lot of money.
And would certainly help me figure out if Zach Wilson's going to be a better quarterback.
You did spend a lot of money on Corey Davis, though, and they have been aggressive in trying to get Tyreek Hill. This is the new model. As the NFL figures out what to do with a rookie wage scale and how they can exploit that inefficiency, they're going to be real quick with loading their teams with offensive talent to figure out within 2 years whether or not they have a quarterback to get another lottery ticket.
Stugotz.
Dan, I have news, by the way. I'm 7 miles away from where Tiger is right now. I'm getting closer. I'm inching closer, but he just winced on the driving ledge. He took a shot, and he winced as if his back hurt, and I'm very concerned right now, okay?
Okay, so that is live concern from Stugotz. He is going to tee off in about 20 minutes. We will be live on YouTube whenever it is that he does tee off. We have to be careful about play-by-play and exclusive rights because the Masters has a great deal of exclusivity. But Stugotz is there.
Sorry.
Are you going to be walking around with Tiger? Where are you going to be? Here with us? Are you going to be can you explain to me if if there is a palpable feeling that that something there is happening among people who know the Masters. This is your first time, Stugotz, where Tiger's presence is something that you feel something different than you might otherwise, because the biggest story in sports has just arrived and everyone is interested in what he can do at 46 years old.
Yeah, I think everyone's excited for the event every year, regardless of if Tiger plays or Phil plays. It doesn't really matter. The event is really the star. The course is really the star of the weekend here. But when you have the game's biggest star who wasn't going to play, who got into that car accident 14 months ago, and you thought to yourself, he might never, let alone play golf, you thought to yourself, is he going to live through this? But now he's back just 14 months later, and he's playing, and he's here, and it's the first tournament, and obviously it has ratcheted up everything here because people are super excited. This is only Tiger Woods could produce this kind of excitement, could take a great event and make it even better. Not Phil, not any other golfer on tour. It doesn't matter if Jordan Spieth's not here. It doesn't matter if Phil's not here. It doesn't matter if Justin Thomas isn't here. It doesn't matter if DJ isn't here. It does matter if Tiger's not here, and it certainly matters that he decided to play because everyone is excited, including the players. They're all fired up for it, and so I'm really excited for this, Dan. Like, I was just going to check out the course, but now to be able to see Tiger play on that course is going to be exciting. My plan for me and my dad is to just walk the course. We want to go to certain places, Amen Corner, we want to see the bridge, there are certain things we want to see. So we'll walk the course, and then we'll settle into someone that we want to follow after we walk the course, and that someone will probably be Tiger Woods.
Let me set up for the audience what Stugotz is near now. Never mind the emotional part of this, of doing this with his father a year after mourning the death of the loss of his mother, because he's always wanted to do this for his father. What Stugotz is near right now, Longview, is the Tiger Woods story that has been an obsession that all of us listening to this who care about this story have watched almost the entirety of him being grown on television to be a golf robot that would conquer that sport with an uncommon will, an uncommon skin color, an uncommon story, to raid the country club differently than Venus and Serena did, with a father who was a military veteran who went to Sports Illustrated early in his career and told the story of, watch my son become a messiah. He's going to change the world one day. My son through golf is going to, this was the announcement upon arrival, the promise from Merv Griffin Television, where Tiger was at 5 years old. They built a robot to conquer this sport, a military man and his wife, who seems even stronger than he was, a wife who buried that father in an unmarked grave because she doesn't want anyone to remember that he was the father of the Messiah, because he also taught that son how to cheat on women and not respect women. And his son watched that in a trailer as his father cheated on his mother and became the son who betrayed us in the Buick commercials when we thought he was a family man, but he was running around with every waitress and having sex in Perkins parking lots. And then after that, after we judged the unholy hell out of that immorality, you betrayer, you fraud, you icon, we will tear you down, you God, Masters included, Stugotz, fled the premises, judged the holy hell out of the black man. Now, they profited off in plenty, but when he went immoral, holy shit, did Hootie Johnson and that group of blowhards blowtorch him, because he had the audacity to be an infidel among these golf shots and these manicured courses. So now this savior comes back more human than ever. We've seen him on a camera in the middle of the night addicted to pills. We've seen him doing dangerous things that broke apart his marriage and made us study the humanity at the center of what happens when you're a robot who hasn't been allowed to have fun. But here comes all the fame and change of sport. Here comes the God. You're partying with Barkley and Jordan. You are somebody who is now more human than we've ever seen.
You're kind of killing the vibe today, Dan. This is supposed to be a fun, like, Masters, Elijah Craig bourbon, Tiger's back, his back hurts a little bit. Like, a joyous day. Like, let's celebrate this. He's wearing this neon pink shirt for some reason.
I appreciate what Dan's doing. He's really setting the scene to what today is all about. I think that's what he's doing. I hope that's what he's doing. Otherwise, I agree with Billy.
I'm trying to explain the story to the people, why it is this thing that is it's big to golf fans, to sports fans, to people care about stories, to people who just understand that we make our sports people gods, and sometimes they're human, and here he comes for redemption, Stugotz, on a body that's broken, and I want the people to understand how willful the creature is that might be wincing on his home course, because he is desperate. The robot is desperate. The robot's body has betrayed him. He's no longer something that's different in the sport. He's on his home court, and the robot is desperate to get out there. God knows what he's played through. God knows what his leg looks like. He's been in a car accident that was mysterious. They were like, how the hell did that happen? Like, what's happened to your life? How much pain are you in? How much do those pills help you through that pain? And here he is, more human than ever, trying to be more of a god. It's fascinating.
No, it really is. And it's amazing because we had that discussion forever on this show, and everyone had that discussion. Will Tiger win another major? And then he did it. And he did it right here at Augusta. And it was one of the biggest moments in golf history. And if he won it this weekend, this would eclipse that, which is insane since he did that just a couple of years ago. But I do not like how Tiger looks on the range right now, Dan. He is wincing. He is moving around. I saw him take a couple of Advil. I mean, I got major concerns right now about Tiger Woods. He looks like he's hobbling out there. He does not look comfortable at all. And I will tell you that it poured here last night. Absolutely poured, which means it's going to be a softer course and a harder course to walk today. And walking the course, to be honest with you, is really Tiger's concern. By his own admission, his concern is, can I walk this course, all these hills, especially in wet conditions, and can I do it for 4 consecutive days? We'll see.
I just watched him take his last shot. He's walking down to the first tee. Like, are you just making this up to sound like you're reporting on something?
I have a live look in where I am. I'm just telling you, I have a television that has a live look in.
I have a television.
What I see.
I'm looking at him too, though. I haven't seen any. There's been nothing.
Are you not live though, Chris? Does he have a different feed than you?
I'm watching him walking to the first tee right now.
Something looks off.
What do you mean something looks off?
Yeah.
Thank you. I mean, you're not seeing what I'm seeing, Chris.
Stugotz,
And what
be
I'm seeing is him on the
responsible.
range.
This is reckless. You're just like, you saw him took an Advil? Like, this seems very
Stugotz,
reckless.
did you see him take Advils? As I should have probably said, allegedly addicted to pills. You saw him you saw him take Advils, or you're just making shit up? Like, you're not close enough to see what he's putting in his mouth.
I have a big screen television right in front of
So
me.
do
I saw
I.
him take a couple of things out of his bag, put them in his hands, and then he put them in his mouth, and he drank some water to wash it down.
Yeah.
I mean, come on.
Stugotz is 15 feet away, guys.
Stugotz is at another
Exactly.
place. He's watching the same feed I am. I'm skeptical of all
No,
this right
he
now.
winced getting into that golf cart right now. I saw
He
that.
absolutely did. Yeah, he winced.
He winced.
Yep.
He did.
Whittingham, would you do me the favor of cutting up the way Chris Cote read the Elijah?
Oh, come on. That was a good read. Yeah, you should cut what Stugotz just did. That was way more reckless than what I did.
Okay, all of it sponsored by Elijah Craig, who's urging you not to be reckless, to drink responsibly,
Damn
and
it.
drink on a Thursday.
Think wisely, damn it.
In a way that, no, that's not how you said it. That would have been better than the way that you did it. We'll come back, though. We're going to break for a second, and we will come back so that we go live, and hopefully with bourbon in our bellies, Stugotz doesn't violate any exclusive broadcast laws or slander with lies Tiger Woods pill popping on the side of the course because he's close by, if close by is 1,000 feet away, watching on the same feed that Chris Cote is in our kitchen. We come back. Drink responsibly, damn it. I'm not kidding. I've had old fashions. Mike, you made a good old fashioned. Like, I don't know if this is Mike Ryan or Elijah Craig bourbon, but this is a good old fashioned. Stugotz, during the break, I regret to inform you that you mystified even people who love you and have, really, really grown to understand and be made numb by all your lies. But everyone here thought that Chris Cote covered more accurately and responsibly what was happening with Tiger Woods than you did after being flown there with your father, because you don't know what kind of pills Tiger Woods took there, and you made him Advil because you can't possibly see. And so Chris Cote and Chris Whittingham were both just befuddled as Tiger's about to tee off here. They're like, why does he feel the need to embellish everything?
I mean, they're not seeing what I'm seeing, Dan.
What are you
I'm
seeing?
in Augusta, and they are not, okay? I don't know what to tell you. Yeah.
He's teeing off. He looks great. He's smiling right
No,
now.
that's not a smile.
It's a wince.
We'll see.
The scowl.
We'll see.
He's focused. This is a man that feels like he can win the Masters, not a man who is having back problems at the
He's
moment.
about to tee off right now. We got to be careful because they've got broadcast exclusive rights. But I want to get to the bottom of, before we get to Tiger teeing off here in this pink shirt, you're seeing pain. No one else is reporting pain. You're saying before he even starts, he's already in pain?
All I'm saying is he was doing a range session before he went out to the first tee box, and with just about every shot, he was wincing a little bit. It looked painful to him. That's all I'm saying. Like, I have concerns about whether or not he's going to be able to play all 4 rounds here this weekend.
He seems to be chewing gum. Is it possible that that's what he put in his mouth?
I don't know. I mean, you don't wash that down with water. I mean, I don't want to dissect what went into his mouth. Perhaps it was irresponsible that I said Advil, okay? But everyone takes Advil. I take Advil before every round. You have to take Advil.
I will say, without disseminating live broadcast rights, that Tiger Woods very recently could be seen to mouth a curse word because...
Yeah, there was a GD in there, wasn't it?
It is not the way that one wishes to begin a heroic comeback tour that Stugotz already has in pain and popping pills, allegedly, according to Stugotz, who we believe is lying.
Without saying too much, I mean, we thought that he was in Augusta, but he may be on the beach.
A few minutes ago,
You know
he
what
hit
I
a
mean?
bad shot off the first tee.
Real bad
We can
shot.
just say that. I
Yeah.
think it's enough time has passed.
Hate to say I told you guys so.
But he didn't seem to be in pain. Like, I'm just still want to get back to the Stugotz thing. He does not see. I mean,
You're in
we'll
denial,
see.
Chris. Yeah.
Now Stugotz. Now we've put Stugotz at a spot where he's
Chris,
now rooting.
Chris, are you a moron? Honestly, do you know how much that man's body has been through? He was in a car accident that almost took his life. He's had multiple back surgeries.
Yes.
You don't think he's in pain? You don't think he winces with just about every shot that he takes? What's the matter with you? Have another glass of whiskey.
I think it's him more walking the course. His knees are in pain more than when he swings.
Bourbon, that's a
Elijah
fine.
Craig.
Bourbon.
No.
They are
Bourbon's a whiskey. He's
sponsoring
good.
your trip, Stugotz. They are sponsoring your trip and this dream day for your father. You can lash out at Chris
He got
Cote.
really mad at me there.
Well, but this is the thing,
Trying
though.
to help him.
I don't know whether this is you guys catching him in a lie and this is the last resort of the liar to just spit anger and fire in your face to get you to back off, or if he believes that your accusations are invalid and he's tired of being called a liar because he knows that pill-popping Tiger Woods just had Advil even though you think he made it up.
I mean, it's a bold thing by Stugotz to say that after those major surgeries, he might be in a little pain. I'm not saying that this is easy for him. I'm just saying I don't think that you've seen anything in the last 20 minutes that, like, there's been a turn for the worse.
Yeah.
He's in the pain that he's been in all week.
And you shouldn't speculate about pills. He may have put something in his mouth, but did you see that they were brown? Did you see the logo? You shouldn't
Well,
say
that's a
Advil.
fair point. It could have been Bear. It could have been something else. It could have been your run-of-the-mill aspirin. You're right. I shouldn't have
feel
said
like Bear-
Advil.
I feel like, wait a
It
minute,
could have been a
let's
couple
go
of
back for a
Tylenols.
second.
There's a tension here, Dan, that I don't know if you've picked up on it yet between Stugotz and Chris Cote. And the issue at hand, and I kind of picked up on it when we were golfing, is the two of them fancy themselves the show's golf expert and best golfer. So right now they're competing with each other as to who knows more of what's going on at the Masters.
That's
So
fair.
like while they're both
I've already acknowledged that Chris is the much better golfer
Yeah.
than I am. I've acknowledged that several times.
But
He's
Chris
a
is
much
also
better
jealous
golfer than
that
I
you're
am.
there with your father.
very jealous,
and,
actually.
and he's not.
Stugotz already hit me with next year, buddy. Taking you and your dad too. I'm like, I don't know about.
Well, I was until now, and now I'm not.
They're both normally happy
Damn
to,
it.
like, joke around, be laughed at, but not today. Like, today, both of them, Dan, need to be taken seriously as the golf expert, and neither of them wants to give at all.
No.
I'd like to rank, if we could, how the executives at Bayer feel that they always come a distant last in wherever it is that Excedrin and Advil and aspirin of
The
all
Motrin
sorts
guys
is
are like,
sold.
damn it!
I take a Bear daily.
Do you really?
Oh, yeah, baby aspirin. Bear? Yeah, for my
Bear.
Oh, they lead the league
yeah,
in
I want to
aspirin.
prevent
Yeah.
a heart attack, yeah.
That's their thing, as aspirin.
No
So-
doctors told me to. I just decided to.
Are you guys alleging that Bayer is then not bringing up the rear? I think of Bayer as an old-fashioned brand that is very, very deeply behind in the pain medicating business.
No. Bear has aspirin, Advil has ibuprofen, and Tylenol has acetaminophen or whatever that drug is.
Acetaminophen.
Yes.
course you
Billy
do
was
that.
weaving and wagging a small bottle of Bayer at me.
Yeah, right here. Low dose.
Wow.
81 milligrams. Boom.
All right, put it on the poll, please. Maybe I've got this wrong. At Le Batard Show, are you someone who uses or who buys Bayer aspirin? I wanted to ask you, Stugotz, because Max Kellerman reminded me of one of the great controversies early in my career when I went out to a local golf tournament. I believe it was the Honda Classic, and as somebody was winning a very important golf championship locally, I wrote a column off that championship that was golf is not a sport. It's an activity. It is something that is hand-eye coordination, but is not a sport. The Miami Herald, the Honda Classic, a lot of people got mad at me. But Max Kellerman today, as Tiger makes his return, wincing, depending on who it is that you believe, according to reports, Max Kellerman has made news controversially by saying that Tiger Woods is not an elite athlete. He's not an elite athlete. He's just a golfer.
Max Kellerman, with all due respect, is a moron.
Yep.
I mean, that's a moronic thing to say, that
Preach.
Tiger Woods is not an elite athlete. He's the greatest golfer, him and Jack Nicklaus, the two greatest golfers to ever play. Tiger Woods, whether you want to call golf a sport or not, most people choose not to call it a sport. Go out and play 4 rounds, walk 6,700 yards, swing, have the torque like that, do all the things necessary to become what Tiger Woods has become. Tiger Woods is an elite athlete. I understand what he's doing there. I understand. You don't see the athleticism when someone's playing golf that you see, the athleticism that we're used to, Dan, that you see when someone's playing basketball, when someone perhaps is playing wide receiver for a football team.
It's darts.
But they're athletes.
It's darts. It's billiards. It's a skill.
It's not billiards.
It's an
Dan.
amazing
You know what?
skill.
You're making Tiger Woods Minnesota Fats. I mean, what are you doing here? I mean, seriously.
It is bowling. It is a skill that involves walking and someone else carrying your bags.
And now you're making him Earl Anthony. I mean, what is happening here? What are you doing? It's Tiger Woods. It's one of the he's on the Mount Rushmore of great athletes of all time, right up there with Michael Jordan. Like and Babe Ruth. What are we doing?
He's great at
to
hand-eye
Tiger Woods
coordination.
right now?
Great at it.
Yeah, that's part of being an athlete, is it
Hand-eye
not?
coordination might be the most important thing in all of athletics.
When John Kruk was
You're back.
when John Kruk was at a party smoking a cigarette, and a woman came up to him and said, "Don't smoke a cigarette. You're an athlete." He said, "I'm not an athlete, lady. I'm a baseball player." Tiger Woods, I
Trucky.
believe that you can parse these hairs to wonder whether or not Tiger Woods is
Not today,
excellent.
Dan. Not today.
Well, Max Kellerman has already done it. And Stugotz, put it on the poll, Guillermo, at Le Batard Show. Can you say Max Kellerman, with all due respect, is a moron?
With all due respect, how'd you even find Max Kellerman today?
What do you mean, how did I find him? This was from
on?
yesterday. This was from or was it from this morning? It might have been from the morning show before the Masters, because the Masters does knock ESPN off today.
I mean, it's the old sports radio debate. Is golf a sport? Is it not a sport? Max Kellerman, he's playing his greatest hits because in the mornings he's already run out of things to talk about. I mean, it's absurd to think that Tiger Woods is not one of the great athletes of all time. Of course he is, Dan. It's a different type of athlete, and hand-eye coordination is very important in golf, and it's certainly very important across sports. And Tiger Woods has some of the best hand-eye coordination that we've ever seen. I put him right up there with A-Rod, Derek Jeter, guys like that, Barry Bonds.
Top
Are
five.
they not athletes?
Baseball
Are
players.
they
John
not athletes?
Kruk says they're not athletes. He says they're baseball
I mean,
players.
And I know, listen, I understand what people are doing because they have seen Craig Stadler compete in tournaments. They have seen guys like Marco Mira compete in tournaments. I don't know what to tell you. It's a Tiger Woods. He's a different golfer. He looks more athletic than those guys. Is Jordan Spieth an athlete? I understand what he's doing. He looks frail. He looks like a little kid out there, but still. Here, the best way to do this is ask athletes if golf is a sport, because football players, they'll tell me all the time, yeah, golf is really tough. I stink at it. It's really difficult.
Right, but they might
stink
at dart and billiards and bowling too. Okay, well put. I can't argue with that.
What are you doing with darts?
What's
I don't
going on
understand
today?
that.
Why can't we just enjoy golf in the
darts.
Masters?
Who doesn't love the skill of Michael Van Gerwen at the darts? MVG.
Yeah.
By the way, guys, an update. Our boy Max Homa is tied for the lead right now. Elijah Craig Bourbon.
Nice.
He's a friend of the show. We did a video with him. Check out our YouTube video. We did a video competing against him.
He was also on Stupidity this week. Yeah, we switched allegiances to him, Stugotz and I. Yeah, we were big.
You fell in love? You fell in love?
We were big Tony Finau guys. We called ourselves the Phenuts, but then we talked to Max Homa, and then Max Homa said we could be his homies. So now we're like big Max Homa guys. Unless Tony Finau wins, then we're back to being Phenuts. It's a tournament to tournament relationship right now. Yeah.
Elijah Craig Bourbon has made sure to celebrate golf and good times and family and Stugotz being at the Masters with his father, a lifelong dream of Stugotz and his father. We're excited to present it to you. As I mentioned, this is from Elijah Craig Bourbon, sponsored with the slogan that Chris Cote reads more epically.
I want to do another try at this.
I don't want another try. I want the old try so people can hear again how poorly he did this.
Let me say real quick, the Dan Le Batard Show with Stugotz is brought to you by golf's signature sip, Elijah Craig Kentucky Straight Bourbon Whiskey, Bardstown, Kentucky, 47% alcohol by volume. Think wisely. Think. It was the swing. Damn it. Think wisely. Drink wisely. Damn it.
So close.
It was the swing that threw me off. There was a swing in the middle of my read.
Listen to me, Chris. Billy was so thrilled to see what he described as you taking a victory lap because you thought you were going to get to the ending without tripping, and then at the end, just like him racing the freeze in Atlanta, he thought he was going to win the race sailing over the finish line in a way that you had read it successfully, professionally, in a way that sounded like you aren't an amateur, and then you tripped at the end and fell on your face.
My hurdle was Bardstown, Kentucky. When I made it past there, I was like, I'm home free. And then I screwed up with think wisely, drink wisely. Think wisely.
You relaxed. You got lazy.
47% alcohol by volume. Think wisely. Think. Damn it. Think wisely. Drink wisely.
You should have thought wisely there.
Think, damn it.
So there it is. Think wisely, think damn it, drink wisely should be the new slogan for Elijah Craig Bourbon. Mike Ryan is now beginning to feed something delicious and fried to Chris Cote. I believe he was trying to eat it from both sides so that they would end up kissing at the end.
I go, I'm down. He goes, I'm not.
It seems pandemically irresponsible to end. What are you eating there? Is it a mozzarella?
A mozzarella stick. We got some pizza rolls here. Got some little egg roll.
Okay, now we've lost Billy and Roy again as they look for where the mozzarella sticks are. I wanted to talk to you guys about a couple of things happening outside of sports. One of them is an action movie that has the name that is getting a lot of word of mouth. Everything, Everywhere, All at Once. It sounds like something for the Stugotz catalog. Action done well.
It's a mouthful.
Everything, Everywhere, All at Once. But I also wanted to talk, if Mike Ryan can, because his mouth has been burned by mozzarella sticks, about Elon Musk purchasing a majority stake in Twitter. We learned about that this week. He's got like a 10% stake. He is advocating for an edit button. Mike Schur, who is now responsible for all of America's ethics, he's taken it upon himself as the writer of a best-selling book, says this is one of the dumbest things that the richest man in the world could do with his time. Fight for an edit button, even as a whole lot, Stugotz, of Elon Musk defenders have rushed in saying, well, Elon Musk has done a lot for people. Elon Musk has offered to cure famine if someone gives him a viable way without government interference that'll actually cure famine. So what were your thoughts there, Mike, on Elon Musk revealing that he's got a 10% stake of Twitter?
Whatever your thoughts on Elon Musk and how he chooses to spend his money, it's a gangster move. he openly laments the social media platform Twitter, and then he just buys a majority stake and forces his way onto the board, and he teases giving an edit button, which is something that everybody has wanted for a while, but that's something out of wrestling. That's Shane McMahon showing up in the ring saying that he bought WCW. That is wild to have that kind of power to just show up one day, and it's a publicly traded company. They can't stop him from buying those shares. He just decided, I'm going to buy the majority stake. I'm going to own the most Twitter possible. It's an amazing flex.
Do you guys get worried at all as the wealth disparity continues to choke our country and the world, and these billionaire space pioneers are, loop-de-looping during a pandemic to see who can get closer to space with more celebrities? Do you not get a little bit aghast at the idea of what happens if Bezos makes a heel turn here that is totally negative, that Bezos just decides all these guys with their FU money can do whatever they want, Mike? They've got so much money that there's nothing stopping them from doing all sorts of gangster moves.
Reverse blow. We got a reverse blow. So what? They do plenty of good. I understand the take that they're not doing enough good. That's cupping your ear to the audience. I understand that, though. But they also have plenty of disposable income. Plenty. This is you affording yourself a luxury. Oh, I want to get luxury seats to a game. Ooh, I'll treat myself this time. Maybe I'll have a spa day. That is what the equivalent of Elon Musk purchasing a majority stake in Twitter is. And I just think we may not like the consequences of it. There's a lot of people theorizing he may unblock some very dangerous people. I get all of that. But you cannot deny the flex. You cannot.
Nice par save for Tiger at 1.
Yeah, it was good.
He saved a par there. Did he do any wincing? Was he taking it? Was he feeding his
totally-
alleged pill addiction with Advil?
He looks the same to me as he's looked all week. But
Or bear.
here, thank you, Mike.
What have you seen, Stugotz, from the tent where you are near the Harbaughs? Take us near the action. Elijah Craig Bourbon has sponsored this trip with your father. You can give us a live accounting as a correspondent from your dream day. You're looking around. Describe where it is that you are. You look like you're in a wealthy VIP tent.
I am at the Double Eagle Club. John Skipper is friends with the owner of the Double Eagle Club. It is beautiful. It is right by Magnolia Lane. It is cleared out. There is no one here. It's just me, Dan. It's me and the staff because everyone is headed over to Augusta for the tournament. I just can't believe that Patty Harrington, through 9 holes, is the leader at 1 under par. He's tied with a bunch of guys, but that's what I love about the Masters on the first day is that you have a guy like Patty Harrington, who is in contention and will be in contention probably until Saturday, and then he'll get out of the way because that's what happens to older guys here on the golf course. But right now, it is me in a very, very nice Double Eagle Club by myself. My dad is waiting for me because everyone is headed over to watch the golf.
Well, should you go? Should you go now? Should you end the sponsor? Are you being left behind and we can't get any more information from you, so you should be left to enjoy?
Well, remember, Dan, the moment that Stugotz, do you not have to check in your phone at the Masters? Like, I think you have to check it into
I
a
am
locker.
leaving everything, all my valuables and everything are being left right here at the Double Eagle Club. I am happy about that.
What about your
It's
weed
walking
pen?
distance, and I'll be able to walk back. And so yeah, I'm gonna head over here in a couple of minutes. My dad is getting antsy. He is eating an entire bowl of peanut M&Ms that are right next to me.
Wait a
He
minute.
wants to go over to the course. He is ready to go to the course, and I am ready to go to the course.
Wait.
And so thank you to Meadowlark Media and Elijah Craig Bourbon for making this fantastic day and moment happen for me and my dad.
I thought that you couldn't walk the course until your brother got there. The three of you had to do it together. You guys just gave up
We
on
changed
that?
plans. Yeah, my dad bailed on it. He said we're too close to Augusta for me to not go on that course. He
One of the
bailed
most
on my
special
brother.
moments of his life. You've been telling us that he refused to do without your brother until he got there, and now we got to go.
Yeah.
Stugotz is leaving his phone, but the weed pen will make the trip over to Augusta.
Duh.
Billy, what are you alleging here? Because this was just, let's get to the bottom of whatever the truth is before we let Stugotz out of his tapestry of lies here to go celebrate with some bourbon, some golf, some dad, some love, a real dream day for Stugotz that we're thrilled to put together. If you've been listening for a long time, you know how badly Stugotz, he wants to golf the course. We'll see if he is able to snake his way into golfing the course. But what do you believe the lie is here, Billy? Because he has said, like he said, I was going to go Wednesday. It was all about my brother. He invited his brother very late. His brother became a very important part of the dream day. Now his brother's not going to be a part of the dream day. He's going to get in the next day. What do you believe is the truth
There was a
here?
laying of a foot down.
Yeah, no, I believe that he's going to go now, and I believe that his dad, who refused to go to the course without both his sons is now upset with him for delaying this day for him because he's talking to us while Tiger's out playing the course.
Now, this is a bonus day for my dad. My dad was always planning on going on Friday, but since we're here, when in Rome, you go to Augusta. So my dad said, let's just go. Let's go right now, and I am ready to go with him. And so my brother will join us tomorrow. We'll still have that moment with the three of us walking on together, but my dad and I are going to have a moment before that. So,
is your dad like you tomorrow when your brother comes? Like, he'll act like he owns the place? Like, he'll be the expert of Augusta because he has one day's, experience there?
My dad will be showing my brother around like he's been to the Masters every single year since 1968. Yes.
It is so funny how full of shit you are. I mean, this was all about your brother and this moment. Your dad even let off with how important this was to you. Just lean into it.
It is important to me.
Just lean into it. This is a John Weiner trip.
By the way, also, like, he will be there the entire weekend. I know he's told us multiple times, I'm coming back Friday, I'm not going to do it, He's going to be there the whole weekend with his entire family and might take Monday off. So just prepare.
Perhaps
No
I
way
have
we
the
see you
opportunity
Monday.
for Saturday and Sunday badges. That's, perhaps there's an opportunity for that to happen.
There is a 0% chance you are sitting in that studio chair on Monday.
We'll find out together, Mike.
Billy, what are you expecting? And for us to get content, more content than this hour, this blessed hour of all of us happy because Stugotz and all his lies landed there and got near the course, and we were able to successfully achieve a Stugotz landing. Do you believe that Jim Harbaugh and Scott Van Pelt and Marty Smith tomorrow we're going to get more content, or is just Stugotz going to be the vape pen and drinking, and he's just going to get lost, and his father's going to misplace him and have to walk home?
I think that I'm going to be spending a lot of time waiting around a computer to see if anything amounts to anything. I do have inside information that I don't think Stugotz knows that I have on him, where I was told that yesterday he was already, for some reason, inquiring about media credentials for his entire family.
I was, through Charlie. Yep, that happened.
See you later, Stugotz. Get out of here.
I love you,
You're
Stugotz.
the worst,
I haven't
dude.
spoken
I
to
love
Charlie
you.
in 2 years.
You're the worst.
Bring me back a sandwich.
Wow, unbelievable.
You're a bad person.
Terrible
Yeah,
person.
sponsored by Elijah.
Thank you, guys.
Craig
I
Bourbon.
appreciate it.
love
This is
you.
going to be
You're
such a
welcome.
great
Later.
day. Thank you for
You
supporting my
totally
great day and my
deserve
great
it. You
moment.
deserve
Just a
this.
bad guy.
Bring me a
That's
sandwich.
let's all accept it.
Scumbag.
He's a
Just a
bad guy.
scumbag.
You are a bad dude.
And what is this with a vape pen? I am bringing pre-rolls. See ya.
See you later, Stugotz.
Always wins.
Good spending time with you. We will see what we get from Stugotz tomorrow. I don't know what we're going to get. You're
Nothing
saying
is
nothing?
the
We're going to
answer,
get nothing. No Jim Harbaugh. No.
We'll see what we
A
get.
selfie from
Stugotz
Amen
tomorrow.
Corner. That's all you'll get.
My money is on we'll get talking to Golick about the Masters at some point.
If he said to us, guys, I'm off this weekend. I'm going to the Masters. It's the first time.
No, he wants it paid
Bleep
for.
off.
No, he wants it paid
just tell us to
for.
bleep off, and
He
we'll
wants a
bleep off.
vacation that isn't any days off and that
I
pays
love
him to
Whitney getting
vacation.
frustrated.
Why are you getting
Dan just
frustrated?
identified the problem. Like, hey, that's it. All right.
He's still here.
It's all
Problem solved. I mean, case closed.
It's
See
all
ya.
a grift, all of it. Like none of it's a lie. It's all a genuine grift, all of it.
But look, we're all
My
smiling.
dad doesn't even want to go. I mean, see ya.
Stugotz, that's the nicest tent, by the way, I've ever seen. There seem to be multiple chandeliers hanging from the inside of a tent
I
that
saw
you're
a
in.
candelabra.
So, Billy, it's set up. It's so close to Augusta that people can come back. They get a little break because your ticket gets you in. You can leave once, come back in once. So you can come back here, hang out, watch the Masters, have some cocktails, check your phone, have some food, and then go back to the course. That's why it's
Guillermo, put it on the poll. Is there a better comedic word to associate with pretension than candelabra? At Le Batard Show. Thank you, Stugotz. Get out of here. Quit keeping your...
thank you.
Bring me a sandwich.
How about no thank you?
The paid actor that is your dad. Yes, bring that sandwich back. Chris Cote has
Pimento.
volunteered to eat one of those $11 sandwiches, a pimento
Try
sandwich.
to keep it cool somehow.
Get
I don't know.
Harbaugh to sign it.
Yeah.
Ooh,
How did Dan know that wasn't my dad? Damn.
A paid actor, Bob Weiner, who doesn't like golf or Stugotz, is just being dragged along here through a web of lies.
Paid actor.
I mean, it's just
Funny.
absurd. The whole thing's absurd. He just wanted
His name's Don.
He wanted Elijah Craig Bourbon to pay for his trip to the Masters, so he's got this 80-year-old guy who, he does commercials for Big Pharma that is being his dad. He's pretending to be his dad as we continue to sponsor a heartfelt moment between father and son that the father's not interested in, and the son is the one who is orchestrating.
Don's someone's father, just not Stugotz.
Yeah.
Okay.
It was played by Martin Short. Martin Short played your dad.
I wanted to ask you guys, enjoy the time, Stugotz. It is a very cool thing that you're being able to do with your father. I wanted to ask you guys because I'm laughing at the way the echo chambers form, where the argument in America today in sports or elsewhere is absent some facts, and people go get the alternative facts that they want. I see that Enes Freedom is now saying that he wants to play in the league and that he's a double-double guy and the average is double-doubles and he wants to be a 7 or 8 year player. And I see a lot of people weaponizing Enes Kanter as someone who has spoken out against China and therefore is basketball's Colin Kaepernick. He's a guy who's being denied entry into the league. And it dawned on me, it really did dawn on me when I'm making the arguments on behalf of Kaepernick for so many years, saying this is not an atrocity, the idea that he would kneel in front of a flag. This is not a reason for someone to lose their jobs. And then so many of the arguments that came my way were, well, he's not that good a quarterback anymore. He's not that good. If he were better, he'd be able to keep playing. And I don't know how much better he would have had to be, but he is, by my analysis, as someone who saw him in a playoff game in Lambeau, be dominant and end an Aaron Rodgers season. He is a quarterback with, I remember Mike Ryan, the way he argued on behalf of the uniqueness of the skill set at the advent of RPOs and the game changing. Colin Kaepernick was a running and throwing threat that was at the start of this, somebody who felt like a pioneer and was like on the cusp of a championship good at a franchise position, and then he was gone for the league. And for many years, I was arguing against people who were telling me, well, he's not that good. I know Enes Kanter's not that good, and I know that as someone who has described him in a previous form of basketball as that guy is unstoppable offensively. Like, as an offensive player, he's amazing, but the entire sport has changed in a way that you can just mismatch him way off the court. But you don't have to be paying attention to that if you're just simply trying to weaponize a cause and saying Enes Kanter, as a double-double man, is being denied a right to work in the league because he has been so loud about calling out the NBA of you must, as he should, as I wish everybody in the NBA were doing, in a clamoring for human rights. I feel like Enes Kanter is on the right side of the argument that everyone should be wishing human rights for the people of China. And he is also somebody who's on the right side of the argument when he says the NBA has exhibited some cowardice in trying to protect its business relationships as the NBA now goes back on television in China quietly, having avoided Daryl Morey somehow not getting sideswiped by a tweet and having his career ended. What am I to do with the other side weaponizing Enes Freedom and telling me at every turn that he's being denied the chance when I've seen what happened in basketball to mismatch him off the court and end his career? And if he were better, not even as a player, just as a man who played the sport differently, he would still be playing. Enes Kanter, if he were 6'6" and someone who could not be switched off the court the way that you could switch Rudy Gobert off the court in the playoffs, that makes Donovan Mitchell and Rudy Gobert fight now in a way that people are looking at the math and saying, man, Donovan Mitchell doesn't pass it to Gobert, that all the other post players who play with a guy like Donovan Mitchell get twice as many touches, and people wonder, Is Rudy Gobert going to ruin Utah's ability to even keep Donovan Mitchell because Donovan Mitchell doesn't like Rudy Gobert?
You're asking what you do with it, and most of the people that are lifting up Enes Kanter as some sort of victim, some sort of martyr, were probably anti-Kaepernick. And I find it funny, the fact that they don't want to pay attention to the stats of a starting NFL quarterback, but when it comes to knowledge of deep-end bench guys in the NBA, they're all of a sudden a sports encyclopedia. I do think that Enes Kanter should be in the NBA. I don't know what his salary demands. Maybe that plays a part in it.
But people say the same thing about Kaepernick, Mike. They say the same thing. How much does he want to be in the NFL? What are his salary demands? Is he the same argument?
Does he want to be a backup?
Yeah.
What I'm saying is
he never spoke for himself in that respect, too. It was a whole bunch of speculative takes when it came to Colin Kaepernick. And I know a couple of years ago it got really close, and then something happened with those tryouts that it all just fell apart. I don't know what Enes Kanter's demands are. I know what his political views are. I don't agree with them. But if basketball is a meritocracy, like you said, Dan, when it comes to the scoring end of basketball, and I understand the point that he can be schemed off the court, he can also be schemed on the court. There are several situational moments in basketball where you need a big that can just score, where you need a scoring punch to ignite a rally. We've seen it plenty. He can rebound the ball, and he should be in the NBA if this is a true meritocracy. There's a lot that comes with it. So what I would say to you is find out if the person holding up Enes Kanter is Colin Kaepernick, because therein lies a huge contradiction.
My take on this, and it really is a learning moment because I was surprised by it. As people say we are and I am too woke, as people say I check all the boxes, even though I would argue that I am somebody who not politics related at all I'm trying to do is people paint me as super liberal and super woke and having gone off the deep end with woke causes. Really what I feel like, maybe with a lack of self-awareness that I'm arguing on behalf of, is can we just all be decent to each other? Some form of don't be an asshole, can we be decent? But when people receive my arguments about Kaepernick, pro-Kaepernick, as dishonest or left-leaning or something at the opposite side of whatever echo chamber they imagine that they're not in, while I am in a woke echo chamber, I can't help but Spider-Man meme or look at a mirror and say, wait a minute, these people look at me and my arguments on Kaepernick as being as dishonest as I view their arguments on Enes Freedom. And so I just become them, and the facts stop mattering, Mike. I just become them. I'm looking into a mirror, and where I see Kaepernick, they see Enes Freedom, and our disparities and our facts and our echo chambers are so different that I'm looking at you as you argue for Enes Freedom, and I'm like, that's dishonest. You're just doing that because you want to make China the whataboutism that makes you not care about blacks or equality or transgender or any kind of equal rights. But they're looking at me and saying the very same bleeping thing. They're looking at me when I look and say, man, that Enes Freedom, that argument's bogus. Like, you are doing that dishonestly. They are saying because their set of facts are different than mine, their set of political beliefs are different than mine, their set of life principles are different than mine. They look at me and say, you're making the same dishonest argument about Kaepernick that we're making about freedom, and ours isn't dishonest. Ours just aligns with our confirmation bias.
Dan, it's not sexy, but this is we saw Colin Kaepernick early on in the process while he was still playing step into it a couple of times, whether it be the pig socks or the Castro shirt. And I don't know if it was a conscious pivot, but he stopped talking. And all you had was whispers around what Colin Kaepernick's true desires were. Now it seems like he'd be willing to take any role within the NFL. And if that were the case several years ago, maybe a team would have given him a shot. It's not a true comparison when you consider about how important that position is to the sport. Quarterback, productive quarterback.
True comparison doesn't matter here. What I'm asking you is to the people weaponizing Enes Freedom, is he about to become in that lane what Colin Kaepernick is? Period. Hard stop.
I mean, to those people,
To those people, are they going to make the arguments that Enes Freedom is a martyr on behalf of freedom, literally changing his name to Freedom? Is the alternate set of facts going to be weaponized so that Enes Freedom could be the very same, not a lesser martyr, because I happen to agree with one side on Kaepernick and not the other, the same martyr? If you take the echo chamber, the set of facts, the I get my news where I want to, I don't agree with the other side, everything's a fight. I don't even have to argue these fights with facts. I just have my vantage point, my viewpoint, and you're the idiot. You're the moron. You're the asshole. You're the shithead. Stop calling me a racist. Enes Freedom is Colin Kaepernick to them. Am I wrong?
I just don't think the right has the stamina for that argument. They just elevate certain causes. Right now, the topic du jour is going at woke Disney. They just move on from grift to grift. If it mattered so much, they would look at someone who was actually truly excellent in Kurt Schilling and wonder aloud why he isn't allowed in the Hall of Fame just because
he should be in the Hall of Fame.
Yeah, but he's not just because he's perceived as an asshole because of his controversial political opinions. And his Cantor, when you start going deep bench in the NBA, you realize that you're not actually having a sports debate with Kaepernick.
That's what they say about Kaepernick, though, Mike.
Yeah, but you can separate the idiots that are just clearly politicizing him from
if the argument's dishonest and doesn't need facts, can you? If you can dismiss...
Since when does the right care about facts?
Kaepernick being a bench player is the argument I've gotten for years on why he's not being blackballed, why he's obviously not being victimized or wronged. He just wasn't that good is the argument I've been hearing for many years now.
But you know that it's a fallacy.
But to them, it's not a fallacy. Like to them, it's just their argument. And I'd also say, what are the motives here for why Enes Kanter is not being allowed back in the league? And you'd have to say that he should be on an NBA roster on the basis of talent. He can get rebounds, he can be a big man off the bench. A lot of NBA teams carry players who don't play. Why couldn't Enes Kanter be one of them?
It's the same argument.
But also, Dan, if you were to be a conspirator as to why Enes Kanter would be blackballed, it would be because he is not worth the trouble of pissing off
But that's
China.
The same argument against Kaepernick.
Exactly.
He's not worth the trouble of pissing off our fan base that doesn't want someone kneeling in front of a flag.
Correct. Here's what I think the biggest difference is between Enes Kanter and Colin Kaepernick, and it's not even the sports that they play. It's that Colin Kaepernick wasn't actively trying to ruin his career, despite what they may tell you. I think the grift here from Enes Freedom is that he actively wants to be blackballed. He is truly going at players like LeBron James. He is constantly mentioning China. He is trying to make himself unemployable so he can hold up the fact that he hasn't been employed by an NBA team because that's good for business. Because that's what's sexy at the CPAC.
While saying that he wants to play for 7 or 8 years and making the arguments on his behalf that Kaepernick won't on I'm a double-double guy. Why am I not in the league?
Tiger was so close to birdie.
Yeah, seriously.
Just missed it even after 2.
Even through 2. Good start.
Are we getting anything from Stugotz tomorrow? What are we getting?
No.
Billy, you're his producer. Are you going to have to chase him down? Is he just going to be hung over?
I would refer to myself more as his babysitter at this point, honestly.
You're predicting that tomorrow, we've got plenty of content for people tomorrow. You're predicting that Stugotz from the Masters, we've just received the last of whatever it is that Elijah Craig Bourbon thought they were sponsoring.
That's like a minus 1,000, by the way, that we've gotten all that we're going to get from Stugotz.
Something will be recorded. I just don't know if anyone will be joining him or if it will just be Stugotz. Because he also said, which obviously didn't happen because he was on with us, like, oh, buddy, I'm going to record for Stupidity, just me and my dad talking about what it's like being here right before we walk out on the course. And it seems like his dad was antsy to get out on the course, so it seems like that's not what we're going to be talking about next week on Stupidity. He also promised me Golick's going to come on to talk about this, and SVP, and Marty Smith, and now he says he's going to be there at 7 a.m. to talk to Jim Harbaugh tomorrow, so we'll see what happens.
Billy called this earlier. It's just going to be Stugotz and Golick talking about the Masters.
I told Stugotz, just let me know. I'll be sitting around a computer. Just let me know what the plan is, and we'll record whatever it is. The thing is, he loves to record things, but he also loves Augusta. So it's like a battle to see which one it is that's going to kind of grab his attention, and we know he has a short attention span. So is he going to want to experience Augusta, or is he going to want to talk about experiencing Augusta more?
Mike, I've never seen this level of disgust with what you describe as the most honest relationship you have, because you always know that it is dishonest. What do you predict we will get from Stugotz, sponsored by Elijah Craig Bourbon? We are very grateful.
Oh, they're
Yeah.
great.
We are very grateful, okay? We don't do much of this.
I got inspirited Elijah Moore and Ennis Freedom debates, and it took me away from my old fashioned. I'm not happy about that.
Oh, it is delicious. I want you to make another one. I'm going to go right over there now, and I'm going to make sure that my day gets a lot better right now.